Good morning. I want to thank everyone for coming today on this very historical occasion for the city of Milwaukee and the city of Medan, which is in the province of Sumatra in Indonesia. We've worked on this particular sister city agreement for some time. And at this particular time, I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge Consul General Sapani for his hard work 2 years ago on choosing the city of Milwaukee. So please, let's give him a round of applause. The Indonesian consulate actually has 13 states underneath its jurisdiction. And it just so happens that the city of Milwaukee and the state of Wisconsin is one of those jurisdictions. The Consul General approached me some time ago indicating because of our manufacturing industries and because of our industry clusters and what the mayor has been very closely worked on as far as our water cluster within the Reed Street Yards, the Consul General approached us to make sure that he wanted a relationship here in the city of Milwaukee. And he was the one who took a look out of all of the cities in Indonesia. He chose the city of Medan. And the city of Medan is very beautiful. We just happened to be very fortunate and blessed to travel there 2 weeks ago. And the Mayor Eldon, gave us his commitment that if a delegation would come to visit him at the International Trade Expo of Indonesia in Jakarta, that he would give a commitment to come here and sign the Sister City Agreement. And please welcome His Excellency, Mayor Eldon. I'd like to welcome all of the guests that's in the room. I would first like to welcome my colleagues from the Sister Cities Committee. My name is Alderman Joe Davis, and I chair the Sister City Committee on behalf of the Milwaukee Common Council, and also I chair the Community and Economic Development Committee. Here with me are my colleagues from the Sister City Committee, Mr. Al Durka from the International Institute, and also Mr. Charles Vang, which is a Sister City Committee member. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the mayor's staff, Leslie Saletti, who is also a member of the Sister City Committee. Please. I also want to recognize the staff who helped us put this together. We have our Public Relations Department, Bill Arnold and Dustin. We call him Dusty. That is not, it is his nickname, so please don't call Dustin Dusty unless you know Dustin. And I will tell you that Channel 25, our support mechanism, who is actually taping this on behalf of the city of Milwaukee, please let's give them a round of applause. And then finally, I'd like to welcome my colleague. He is the president of the city of Milwaukee's Common Council. He has been very active in one of our sister city, Galway, Ireland, in which I know that he has a passion for. It is the largest festival of Irish people here in the city of Milwaukee, and some say throughout the world. My colleague, President of the Common Council, Alderman Michael Murphy. There are some guests, additional guests that I'd like to recognize, and that is Maria, and I'm going to take a stab at this name, Joseph, help me out, Mireille. Josephowska. She is actually the dean of the graduate school for the University of Wisconsin, and Maria actually came back from Indonesia on this trade delegation with a memorandum of intent with the University of Sumatra and the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Congratulations, Maria. And so finally, I want to recognize two esteemed colleagues of mine in which have played a critical role in the city of Medan, who are here today with me. One is the the chairman of the Medan Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Rudy. Mr. Rudy, can you please stand? And then finally, here sitting next to the Council General is the chairman of the Medan Sister City Association, which is Mr. Bayou. Thank you, staff, Chris Lee and Terry McDonald, for the great refreshments that we have out in the vestibule to take care of. And Chris is my information technology, make sure the clerk and everything is sorted out for all the legal reasons. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate your good hard work. There is a person that is here that is very close to me, and without his support, I wouldn't be able to do my international work, and that is Mr. Keenan Grinnell from Global Capital Group. Keenan, can you please stand and wave to everyone? Thank you, Dr. Grinnell, for all that you do to promote international trade here. So if we can get into the program, I certainly want to make sure that I introduce the two representatives, the NGOs, the non-governmental entities, who have spearheaded this effort, which has created this relationship. And first, I'd like to call on the Pan-African Community Association's representative. I know that Mr. K. Kong is the liaison, but the Pan-African Community Association has an executive director, Mr. Fesahai Mabratu, that I would call on to make some short comments. Mr. Mabratu?
Good morning. It's an honor for me to be here. It's our first initiative as a Pan-African Community Association. On behalf of my staff, my board of directors, I would like to extend my appreciation and my congratulations to Mayor Barrett and the Honorable Mayor Dr. Zumlin Aldi. And this is a really an historical event that we would like to participate. As an African standing here before you, this is also a very significant. I'm a diaspora African who became a naturalized American, but still have my roots in Africa. And Indonesia was critical when Africa was looking for self-determination. In 1955, the conference that took place for the determination of African independence took in Indonesia. So this is very significant for me, but at the same time, very significant for the African diaspora community to contribute into this country, but as well as to continue to bridge to the rest of the world. So this is a real homage for me to be here. This would not happen without the visionary leadership of Alderman Joe Davis, and who is not only the alderman, but also the chair of the Sister City Committee. His far-seen vision and energy is very contagious. You know, if you are close to him, you will catch it like a flu. So I would like to tell Mr. Bayou, who is a counterpart, to really keep up with him so that we are for a long ride. In a diplomatic world, nothing can be legitimate or move forward without the vetting, support, and trust of the official representative of a sovereign nation. The tireless effort of the Indonesian consulate in Chicago, Mr. Adrian Spondi, Consul General, Mr. Albrecht Paradi, Council for Economic Affairs, and their team of staff. This would not happen if it was not for their effort and cooperation. Thank you for choosing Milwaukee to be your sister city. You saw our capacity. You do not discount us because we have deficits. So thank you again. I would like also to acknowledge the presence of my Board President, Mr. Peter Akubeze, my staff, Mrs. Magugu Davis, who happens also to be the wife of Olevanjo Davis, and Mr. K. Kong, who visited Indonesia recently. He is our liaison because our policy is that when we tread in somebody's holy ground, we have to understand the culture, the language, and everything. So he happens to have that quality, and we are well represented, and we have the confidence of continuing this forward. So thank you for this opportunity. I look forward for every possible cooperation, but our main goal as a nonprofit agency is to leave this world better than we have inherited. So we look forward to continue to work for peace, cooperation, and mutual understanding, of course, mutual benefits. Thank you for the opportunity to give me. God bless you.
There was one important person that I looked out into the room and I said, I have to introduce her, and that is Mrs. Lenny Syker, who is actually from Indonesia and has been very hard-working to make sure that this relationship would grow. So please, let's give Lenny a round of applause. Thank you, Lenny. And just on a side note, Mr. K. Kong is a dynamo. I mean, if you ever want to understand more about what they consider the Asian tiger and the triangle trade agreement between Malaysia, Indonesia, and Singapore, please reach out to Mr. K. Kong. He is very versed on making sure that you understand the benefits that will come through the Sister City Agreement. I met this gentleman when I was in Indonesia. He pulled me aside and told me how much he looked forward to it as the chairman of the Sister City Committee. He assured me that if Mayor Eldon would decide to come to the United States and here to the city of Milwaukee, that he would definitely be part of the delegation. And Mr. Bayou has been a man of his word. He has holdings in multiple companies. He is very big in the construction industry, but he is also, I think, one of the biggest Harley fans that are around, Mayor Barrett. He has 4. And so if there's anybody who understands Milwaukee, at least from a manufacturing point of view, is Mr. Bayou. And I call him the gentle giant. He is very, very, I consider him also a brother. And it is at this particular time that I will call on the chairman of the Medan Sister City Committee, Mr. Bayou.
Good morning all. My Honorable Mr. Tom Barrett, as the Mayor of Milwaukee, and my Mayor, Mr. Zulmi Aldin, be proud of you. And then Your Excellency, Mr. Spandi, our Consul General in Chicago, and my Honorable, the President of City Council Milwaukee, Mr. Michael Murphy, and all the distinguished guests that here in this building. Good morning, and I'm very proud to be here now to sign the MOU, to see our mayor sign MOU to become a sister city between Medan and Milwaukee. I don't know why, Joe, why they call sister city, why not brother city? Maybe next, maybe we change, not sister city, brother city, because I think all of us already see about sister, no brother. As I know, in Milwaukee, there are so many bikers here, there are many riders here, We are only talking about hi bro, no hi sis, hi sis. I think better, how about if we talk it, if we think we can this, become a brother city. I'm sorry, Mr. Mayor. So we are proud of you all that you can make our dream become true. And then this, the sister city between Milwaukee and Medan can be done today. Thanks to you all. Thanks to you all. And once again, Mr. Albert K., Your Excellency, Mr. Supandi, thank you for become the long hand of Medan and Milwaukee. Thank you.
And now, it's my distinct honor to introduce the mayor of the city of Milwaukee, Mr. Tom Barrett.
Good morning, and thank you very much, Alderman Davis, and thank you for serving as Master of Ceremonies and the work that you do with sister cities throughout the world. To Mayor Eldon, we are truly, truly honored that you have chosen to visit our city, and we're very excited about formally entering this relationship. So thank you again for coming to Milwaukee. To Council General Sapandi, it's great to see you again. We're going to make you an honorary citizen of the city of Milwaukee because you certainly have been a great friend to the city, and we certainly enjoyed the U.S. Midwest, the Indonesian U.S. Midwest business meeting that we had back in June. I thought that was very successful, and I appreciate everything you've done to nurture the relationship between your country and our city. To Mr. Bayou, we are honored to have you here. We'd love it if you'd buy some more Harley Davidson motorcycles, just so, two, yet those are two lonely ones. But you mentioned why sister cities and why not brother cities. And all I could think of was when I was growing up, the reason is that brothers fight a lot more than sisters. And so we thought, well, we don't want to have fights. We want to get along with each other. Now my brother and I get along, but when we were growing up, we fought a lot. So we didn't want that to happen. I also want to, just as Alderman Davis did, acknowledge two people from our community. One is President Murphy, who, just as Alderman Davis does, has a very, very strong interest in nurturing international relations. And I think it's because of his family history, and he certainly, not only for Ireland, where he comes from, but with his daughter being from China, he has a very much a world view. And then the second person is our wonder person, Lenny Syker, who has more energy than just about anybody in our city and is involved on so many different fronts. And we want to acknowledge you again, Lenny. Thank you very much. For me, and I know that this is probably true for President Murphy and Alderman Davis, it is very important for us to nurture relationships with other countries and other societies. And the reason for that is I believe that our world is a better place if we take the time to understand each other more. If we learn to appreciate our cultures, our values, our history, our religions, our family structure, all of those help form us as human beings. And I believe that at our core, we are far more alike than we are ever different. And the more we take the time to appreciate other people, the fewer problems we will have as a world. And it's that simple. I also think it's important for us to take the time to learn each other's languages. And I will share with you a story that I got, which doesn't necessarily reflect well on those of us in the United States, but you'll understand what it is. I traveled to China some years ago, and I was impressed by how many people spoke English. And I was visiting with an individual there, and not only did people speak English, but they may have spoken other languages as well. And as I commented on this, the individual said, well, you have to understand, some people are trilingual, meaning that they speak 3 languages. Some people are bilingual, meaning they speak 2 languages, and some people are American, which is a reflection on our country, where we don't do as much as we should do as a society in helping our children in particular learn other languages. And so that's something that I think we can do as the United States to reach out to other countries. And I know that that's important, that this always has to be, as we describe it here, a two-way street, that you have to give both ways. And that's why this sister city relationship is so important, because it truly establishes a two-way street. And so what I would like to do now is read the agreement that Mayor Eldon and I will actually sign, so you know what we're signing. This goes back to earlier this year when the Common Council approved the sister city relationship. That occurred shortly before we had our business forum in June. So bear with me for several moments, please. And Mr. Mayor, this is you've got the Indonesian version right in front of you as well. So I'm going to read it for the whole audience. An agreement for the establishment of sister cities relationship between the city of Milwaukee, USA, and the city of Medan, Indonesia. Whereas the city of Milwaukee, the United States of America, and the city of Medan, the Republic of Indonesia, have achieved the following agreement through friendly negotiation, and herewith express intention to promote the friendship and understanding between the peoples of city of Milwaukee and city of Medan. And whereas in order to foster those goals, the people of Milwaukee and Medan, in a gesture of friendship and goodwill, agree to collaborate for the mutual benefit of their communities by exploring educational, economic, and cultural opportunities. And whereas we agree to support and encourage opportunities for mutually beneficial practical exchanges in the fields of business, culture, healthcare, education, science, and technology, and tourism. And whereas Milwaukee and Medan share a common interest in education, healthcare, and business, and the desire to promote mutual understanding among our citizens, do hereby proclaim themselves sister cities beginning on May 13th, 2014, the date of the Milwaukee Common Council resolution establishing the sister city relationship became effective. Now, therefore, Milwaukee and Medan do hereby proclaim themselves sister cities. Signed on October 30th, 2014, in duplicate in the Indonesian and English languages, both texts being equally authentic. And I and Mayor Eldon will both sign this at the close of the ceremony. So again, thank you all for being here for this very, very important meeting. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Barrett. And now, at this time, as I introduce the mayor of Medan, I think it's most appropriate and fitting for us to show a video of the city of Medan. It is a beautiful city that has to deal with manufacturing like the city of Milwaukee, but it also has a very robust culture in its history. And I think the most important thing about Indonesia as a country is that it is the 4th largest democracy in the world. And so compared to the United States at a little bit over 300 million, Indonesia has a population of well over 240 million. And so as we create this relationship with one of the largest cities in the country of Indonesia, we can put things into perspective as far as a democratic country, manufacturing similar to the city of Milwaukee, and most importantly, the cultural ties, the diversity that this particular city has. So let's take a look at the video of the city of Medan and explore the culture of our soon-to-be sister city in Indonesia.
Welcome to Medan, the city where the people who welcome the days with the spirit of sharing, high social harmonization in diversity, are all united to start the routinity and the push of the city activities. From the very first time until now, Medan has the cultural values which are rooted from a religious philosophy and cultured in a multicultural society. Medan has the population of 2.9 million people, mostly working in trading services, industries, and finance. Medan is the city of services, which is currently developing into a metropolitan city with its per capita income nearly reaching $5,000. Medan has the potential human resources that is acknowledged as a promising city with high economic growth and business opportunities in regional area. Enhancing the competitiveness is the way to face the challenge of global era, which is more market-oriented. Therefore, supporting infrastructure including roads, seaports, airports, telecommunications is needed to be developed as an integral part in enhancing the international competitiveness. This infrastructure development is also needed to extend the range of economic activities, population mobility, the flow of goods and services, and information with more competitive costs. Nowadays, Medan is a city with high value of land productivity. The situation is encouraging the development of high-rise buildings and skyscrapers, which are used as office buildings, shopping centers, and even apartments. Regional economic growth is increasingly urging the development of more extensive land, both horizontal and vertical. It is characterized by the growth and development of physical appearance of the city, where the city morphological elements such as land use, skyscrapers being built, and the development of air, sea, and land transportation have been built with international class modern facilities to being one of the fastest cities in physical development in Indonesia. Medan is located in the heart of Sumatra. Its strategic location on the Malacca Strait is one of the busiest international trade routes in the world and has multiple access linkage, land, sea, and air, to and from the hinterlands, counties, cities in North Sumatra, Indonesia, and international, such as Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand. All of this has made Medan become more potential to grow and to develop faster. terms of layout, to allow maximum efficiency of the rooms, the stakeholders are committed to apply the sustainable concept as suggested in the RTRW Medan that will be valid up to 2031. The present RTRW Medan also has been developed with RTDR, zoning regulation, and land map as the guide to development of project. The city also has the roads infrastructure which can accommodate a large amount of vehicles. The city has developed rapidly because of the city activities spread all over the surrounding areas. Activities have been shaping the development of a metropolitan district that forms its surrounding suburbs. This makes Medan, as the provincial capital city, become very attractive for migrants, students, and the tourists. Therefore, Medan has evolved as a city with integrated services in education, a variety of world-class educational facilities available in Medan, which creates graduates who are competent, likewise healthcare facilities, by continuing to improve medication system by presenting international standard hospitals. The city with thousands of possibilities offers so many chances and opportunities which is invaluable potential investment. It is a magnet for investors to invest.
Kepemimpinan semua di tingkat harus berwawasan, yang punya harus punya wawasan bisnis, untuk bisa memfasilitasi, memberikan komitmen dan insentif berinvestasi tentunya bagi para pebisnis kita itu, dengan cara lain memudahkan segala kebutuhan mereka dalam rangka mereka mau berinvestasi di tempat kita ini.
Therefore, local government of Medan keeps creating more attractive investment climate by supporting inconvenience facilities, incentives, service simplification of licensing procedures, and also supporting in infrastructure investment. Financial institutions provide an important role for encouraging investment in Medan. This time at least, there are 40 banks operating in the city of Medan, both conventional banks, non-conventional banks, including rural banks or BPR. By stretching the economic, investment and boost bank credit, Medan GDP contribution to North Sumatra reached an average of 21%. Medan also has international seaport, Belawan. Belawan Seaport, which is equipped with high-tech container facilities, become the alternative of passengers and goods, both domestically and internationally. Belawan Seaport has become a center of export-import of goods between islands and countries in Malacca Strait. Therefore, Belawan is one of the busiest and most populous seaport in Indonesia, visited by various cargoes. To support trade and business activities, both nationally and internationally, Medan is supported by Kuala Namu International Airport, currently become one of Indonesia's largest airports, which serves almost all domestic and international flight paths, both passengers and goods. As well as accommodation facilities, Medan is aiming to become the best service city by presenting international standard hotels. Trade and business activities constantly growing locally and regionally, internationally to and from Medan with the support of PT Telkom and Indosat. The existence of satellite telecommunication systems make Medan connected with any variety of telecommunication facilities. To encourage the efficiency in industrial and trading sector, Medan has provided some areas as preferred locations for trading and investment. One of industrial area which is equipped with relatively complete facilities is Medan Industrial Park, KIN. This industrial area has total area of 515 hectares. The management of KIM provides almost all the facilities needed to support the production and distribution processes, such as connecting roads to Belawan Seaport and Kuala Namu International Airport, as well as trading centers in Medan and terminals between provinces. Medan is the most populous city of Indonesia outside Java. Medan is the third largest city of Indonesia. This city has racial diversity. The people have been united since ancient time. The situation reflects Medan as one of the cities that successfully foster religious and ethnic harmony. There are Malay, Bataknese, Padangnese, Acehese, Javanese, Mandalinese, Indian, and Chinese who live in peace and harmony in the city. Cultural diversity is also reflected from the variety of available foods. There are Indian food, Arabic food, Chinese food, Malay food, Bataknese food, Padangnese food, and so on. This makes Medan as the richest city in the world, the city of taste. thus have a million of attractions and cultural diversity, reflected by traditional dances and ceremonies. This becomes the evident how the people welfare, living in tolerance and diversity, and also how the people of Medan unite to face the modern present and future time. This time forward, Medan keeps improving and developing to be a metropolitan city.
So it is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome and bring to the podium His Excellency, the Mayor of the City of Medan, Dr. Zulmi Eldin.
Good morning.
Selamat pagi. Good morning.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera bagi kita
Good
sekalian.
morning.
Yang saya hormati Wali Kota Milwaukee,
Honorable Mr. Tom
Yang
Barrett,
Mulia Mr. Tom Barrett,
Mayor of Milwaukee,
yang saya hormati Ketua Komite Sister City Kota Milwaukee, Mr. Joe Davis,
Honorable Mr. Joe Davis, Chairman of the Sister City Committee in Milwaukee,
yang saya hormati Presiden Common Civil Council, Mr. Michelle Murphy,
Honorable President of the Common Council, Mr. Michael Murphy,
yang saya hormati Konsul Jenderal Republik Indonesia di Chicago, Bapak Adriana Supandi,
Honorable Mr. Andriana Supandi, the Consul General of the Republic of Indonesia in Chicago,
yang saya hormati Eksekutif Direktur PAKA, Mr. Vesaye Merbati,
Executive Director of PAKA, Mr. Vesa Hayemeh Bratu,
para anggota Komite Sister City Kota Milwaukee,
Honorable members of the Milwaukee Sister City Committee,
serta anggota PAN African Community Association.
Honorable members of the Pan-African Community Association,
Hadirin yang kami muliakan,
distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen,
puji syukur kita panjatkan kepada Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, Tuhan Yang Maha Esa, di mana atas nikmat dan karunia-Nya kita dapat melakukan pertemuan pada pagi hari ini antara Kota Medan dan Kota Milwaukee.
praise be upon God the Almighty for the blessing bestowed upon us that we can meet this morning between City of Medan and the City of Milwaukee.
Kami baru saja mendarat di Milwaukee kemarin sore setelah perjalanan panjang dari Medan. Namun melihat keindahan kota dan keramahan serta sambutan yang luar biasa dari kota Milwaukee, kami merasa berada di kampung halaman kami sendiri.
We have arrived just yesterday afternoon after a long flight to Milwaukee, but to be here with you this morning with your warmth and hospitality gives us such an enormous pleasure that we feel at home despite the long distance that we have traveled.
Saya merasa sangat berbahagia mewakili Kota Medan dalam penandatanganan kesepakatan kerjasama Sister City antara Kota Medan dengan Kota Milwaukee.
It gives me a great pleasure to be here today to represent the City of Medan in the signing of the Sister City Cooperation Agreement between the City of Milwaukee and the City of Medan.
Untuk itu, saya ucapkan terima kasih yang setulus kepada Wali Kota Milwaukee serta segenap jajaran pemerintah kota, dunia usaha, masyarakat Kota Milwaukee, terutama kepada Mr. Joe Davis dan Konsul Republik Indonesia untuk di Chicago,
For this, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to Mayor of Milwaukee, Mr. Tom Barrett, as well as the officials of the City of Milwaukee and the City of Milwaukee's business people and community, and the Consul General of the Republic of Indonesia in Chicago.
Yang sangat sibuk memang Mr. Albert Pardede ini.
And especially Mr. Joe Davis and Mr. Albert Pardede, who's been busy preparing the Sister City Cooperation.
Hadirin yang kami muliakan, keberadaan kami di kota Milwaukee juga semakin meyakinkan kami bahwa kota Medan dan kota Milwaukee dan mengembangkan kerjasama Sister City secara konstruktif di berbagai bidang.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, being here with you in the city of Milwaukee also gives me a reassurance that the city of Medan and the city of Milwaukee can develop and expand the Sister City Cooperation constructively in all sectors.
Melalui kerjasama Sister City ini, saya berharap dunia usaha dari kedua kota dapat mengembangkan kemitraan bisnis yang menguntungkan bagi kedua belah pihak.
Through the Sister City Cooperation, I hope that the business sectors from both cities can develop a mutually beneficial business partnership, seizing opportunities in various sectors.
Dengan mengambil peluang yang ada di berbagai sektor, saya juga berharap kedua kota dapat mengembangkan kerjasama di bidang pendidikan, kesehatan, infrastruktur, kebudayaan, lingkungan, serta kerjasama perdagangan dan investasi.
I also hope that we can develop further cooperation in sectors such as education, healthcare, infrastructure, culture, and environment, as well as trade and investment cooperation.
Saya yakin bahwa kerjasama internasional berupa kerjasama kota bersaudara atau Sister City merupakan salah satu upaya untuk mewujudkan kota Medan yang berdaya saing dan sejahtera.
I sincerely believe that the international cooperation, such as the Sister City Cooperation, is an integral part of our efforts to improve the competitiveness and the welfare of the city of Medan.
Hadirin yang saya muliakan, sebagaimana telah disaksikan oleh delegasi kota Milwaukee yang berkunjung ke kota Medan beberapa minggu yang lalu, kota Medan memiliki banyak potensi. Kota yang dulunya berupa kota kecil pada abad ke-16, kini telah menjadi salah satu kota terbesar di Indonesia.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as some of you have seen during your visit to Medan just a few weeks ago, the city of Medan has lots of potentials. The city that has started as a small city back in the 16th century have become one of the largest city in Indonesia.
Saat ini kota Medan merupakan kota metropolitan yang berperan sebagai salah satu pusat perdagangan barang dan jasa secara domestik, regional, dan internasional.
Nowadays, Medan is a growing metropolis with a thriving role as a hub for trade of goods and services domestically, regionally, and internationally.
Melalui pembangunan infrastruktur seperti bandara dan pelabuhan, Medan berkembang dengan pesat. Ekonomi Medan juga ditumpu oleh sektor jasa keuangan, pendidikan, kesehatan, dan pariwisata.
With the development of much-needed infrastructure, such as airport and seaport, Medan is rapidly growing. The economy of the city is also sustained by the financial services, education, healthcare, and tourism sectors.
Selama kunjungan delegasi dari kota Milwaukee, saya juga telah mempelajari beberapa potensi di Milwaukee, serta peluang kerjasama yang dapat dikembangkan antara kedua kota.
During the visit of the delegation from the city of Milwaukee, I have also learned of several potential of the city of Milwaukee and opportunities for further cooperation between our cities.
Dengan berbagai potensi dan peluang tersebut, saya yakin dan berharap bahwa kerjasama Sister City antara kota Medan dan kota Milwaukee dapat menguntungkan kedua belah pihak.
Considering those potential and vast opportunities, I sincerely hope that the Sister City Cooperation between the city of Milwaukee and the city of Medan can be developed into a cooperation that is mutually beneficial for both cities.
Hadirin yang saya muliakan, saya juga bermaksud mengambil kesempatan ini untuk menyampaikan rasa terima kasih saya bagi semua pihak yang telah bekerja keras mewujudkan kerjasama ini.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would also like to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to all of you who have worked hard to make this event possible.
Saya ingin menyampaikan terima kasih dan penghargaan kepada Wali Kota Milwaukee, Mr. Tom Barrett, atas keramahan dan penerimaan terhadap kunjungan kami ke Milwaukee, serta atensi komitmennya dalam membangun kerjasama Sister City antara Kota Medan dan Milwaukee.
I would like to thank the Mayor of Milwaukee, Honorable Mr. Tom Barrett, and the City Milwaukee official for their hospitality during my visit in Milwaukee and for their commitment in establishing a sister city relationship between your esteemed city, the City of Milwaukee, and our City of Medan.
Dan terima kasih yang tulus juga kami sampaikan kepada Mr. Do Davis yang telah memimpin delegasi Kota Milwaukee untuk berkunjung ke Kota Medan. Kami dengan senang hati akan senantiasa menanti kunjungan berikutnya.
I would also like to thank Honorable Alderman Joe Davis, who led a delegation comprising of business people to Medan, and the City of Medan and I will come and look forward future visits from the City of Milwaukee.
Terima kasih juga kami sampaikan kepada Konsul Jenderal Republik Indonesia di Chicago dan Bapak Adrian Spandi selaku Konsul Jenderal yang telah memfasilitasi dan mendukung pembentukan kerjasama Sister City antara Kota Medan dan Kota Milwaukee.
I would also like to thank the Consulate General of the Republic of Indonesia and the Honorable Consul General Mr. Andriana Supandi for its effort in facilitating and promoting the relationship between the City of Milwaukee and the City of Medan.
Akhirnya, kami tekankan kembali bahwa Kota Medan berkomitmen untuk menjaga dan meningkatkan hubungan antara Kota Medan dan Kota Milwaukee.
Lastly, I would like to emphasize that the City of Medan is committed to maintaining and improving the relationship between the people of Medan and the people of Milwaukee.
Kami akan senantiasa mendukung aktivitas-aktivitas yang ditunjukkan untuk mengembangkan kerjasama yang telah terjalin, seperti kunjungan bisnis, pertukaran pengajar dan pelajar, serta riset dan pengembangan di berbagai bidang.
We welcome any joint activities that will further our relationship, such as business visit, academic and student exchange, joint research and development in science and technology in various sectors.
Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And this is going to be the conclusion of the ceremony, but because this is such a historical event, not only for the city of Milwaukee, but also for the city of Medan, I would like to transition over to this table here so that the mayor and as many people can get behind the mayor, the two mayors, as they sign the sister city agreement for camera opportunities. I'm taking a look up here, and I don't think there's enough room behind us to include the whole delegation. And I know that some of these photos will actually be sent back home for news clips, so I want as many delegates who are here to appear in that photo. It's important for them to understand that the mayor has brought a pretty significant delegation here to the city of Milwaukee. So as we transition over to this table, it'll probably take us maybe about 5 minutes to get set up. But before I conclude my remarks, I want to end by just thanking the Consul General for his wisdom and for his leadership, and most importantly, for his commitment to the city of Milwaukee. He has spent numerous times, as Mayor Barrett had talked about, here making sure that this was a proper fit for the city of Medan with Mr. Albert Pardidi. Albert, you have worked tirelessly through text messages and voicemails and cell phone messages, but we got it done. And so I'd like to thank, on behalf of the city of Milwaukee, the Indonesian consulate and the Consul General for his commitment to this particular agreement. This agreement could not have occurred without the diplomatic help, not only from the U.S. consulate here in the United States, but the United States consulate in the city of Medan. So with that being said, we'll take about a 5-minute recess. We'll transition the two mayors over to this particular table over here.